Hey guys, so I woke up this morning and there was a lot of talk about a ban wave in Legends today. Well, I guess by the time this video goes up, it'll be yesterday. So, the last time we had a big ban wave like this, I think this is pretty much the third big ban wave we've had. The first one was the infamous one, which came out literally right as the first anniversary was starting. The second one, I'm trying to remember when that was. The second one, I think, was like 6 months ago or so, maybe a little bit after that. And now this is, I guess, technically the third one. So this, at this point, has become an established trend for this game to continue pushing out these ban waves. And every single time there's a ban wave, you get people claiming innocence. You know, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't break the TOS. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And it's almost impossible to tell who's really telling the truth and who's lying, because A, you don't want to lie about like intentionally breaking the TOS, because that just makes you look like a scumbag pretty much. And then B, like you want to get your account back, right? So you're going to try and play every single card that you can to get your account back, even if you know that you probably broke TOS. It's just, you know, especially if you spent money on the game. And I always tell people this, especially with regards to the reasons why a lot of people got banned. And there's a couple reasons why I think people would get banned in this game. And so this is basically the message that pops up if you try to log into the game when you're banned. Basically it says, due to a terms of service violation, this user's data cannot be used. And that's exactly what it means. You know, terms of service is what you agree to when you first start the game. Nobody reads it, so nobody really knows what's in it. And breaking the TOS, which is terms of service, can pretty much just be something that you don't realize you're doing, but you're actually doing it. They have the right to, pretty much this game does, to ban you for pretty much any reason, because it's their game. So that's something you have to keep in mind when you play this game. Obviously, it wouldn't be right for them to just ban you for no reason. That's why they always have a reason when they do that. And we're going to pretty much talk about here the main reasons why I think they went ahead and did this ban wave, and why they're going to continue doing these in the future, because trust me, this is not the only time we'll see this. We've seen it before, twice before. This is now the third one we're seeing. So again, I expect this to continue in the future, and I can tell you right now the two main reasons why people are getting banned from this are both related to money. And the first, I'll just go through both of them. The first big reason why people are getting banned from this is because of refunds. Now, basically what happens is you purchase crystals from the shop with money, right? So let's say you have, I don't know, $50 of credit for the Apple App Store. And on your account, you have $50 to spend. If you spend $50 purchasing crystals, and then you refund those purchases, you will receive the $50 back, but you'll keep the crystals, right? So you're essentially getting the crystals for free. And then what happens is Dragon Ball Legends, the game, has to eat that cost, because that's just how the relationship works between them being listed on the App Store or Google Play Store, and the purchasing, how that works between the user and the game. So they're losing money on that, and that's why they have to be aggressive with their stance against refunds. Now, you refunding for maybe an accidental purchase, that's a legitimate thing. Like, let's say, for instance, you're a parent, right? So you're a parent, and you share the account with your kid, and your kid is like 5 or 6 years old. Your kid doesn't know any better. And your kid purchases, I don't know, $100 worth of chrono crystals, and you didn't want them to. You didn't intend that to happen, so you're going to refund them, right? I mean, that's just, you know, stuff like that happens, right? And at that point, that's a valid reason to refund those crystals, but the game doesn't see it that way. The game sees it as you're cheating out the game of $100 for free currency that you would normally not have had access to otherwise. So that's why the game really has no choice but to go ahead and ban you. Now, do I think that's right? Not well. There's a stance. There's a stance that you can take to say yes, that is right, but there's also a stance that you can take to say no, that's wrong. There's a system that other games use, and I believe Grand Cross uses this method, where if you refund purchased in-game currency, you actually gets set at a negative balance of in-game currency. Because if you're getting it for free, like, they're going to take it away from you because you shouldn't have had it in the first place. So yeah, you're getting your refunded money back that you spent, your real world, dollar bills, you're getting that back. But if you're getting that back, then you should also have refunded the crystals that you purchased. So that's essentially what they're doing in their game, is they're giving you they're taking away the crystals from you. And if you have 0 crystals, they're giving you a negative crystal balance. So you're basically not going to be able to use crystals anymore unless you farm up the crystals, or you literally just pay them for it. So I think that personally is a better stance to take on this issue rather than just straight up banning the person. Because like I just said, if you're in a situation where like you have a kid and your kid that's actually a pretty big issue that was dealt with, I believe it was in the EU, where the EU has laws now where you have to honor a refund for that reason. Like if you have a kid or something and they accidentally purchase a bunch of stuff that you didn't intend to, like the App Store and the Google Play Store have a policy where they have to refund you for those purchases. So I mean, there's again a legitimate reason why you would refund purchases, but the games, they can't discern whether or not you're doing that. And on their end, all they're seeing is, oh, this person is taking advantage of the refund system, so they're basically gaining an unfair advantage in just free currency they shouldn't have had otherwise. So there's different stances you can take on that issue. That is one reason why people are getting banned here. The second reason is for vendors, and I talked about this before extensively in my other videos that have covered BANWAVEs, PvP stuff. And I'm not going to go super in-depth about what a vendor is, but basically they are people, third parties, not associated with Legends. They're not official. They're just people who have access to gift cards and stuff like that are able to provide you with much cheaper chrono crystals than the game would be able to provide you officially. And people who make use of those vendors, who buy crystals directly from those vendors, it's very easy to tell when somebody is using those vendors, because they have to transfer their device, and the account then travels halfway across the world wherever the vendor is. Then the vendor buys crystals for that person, and then they transfer the account back over to that phone. So there's this pretty much for most, at least for the methods that I know of vendoring, there's like a set method of how that works. So if the game sees that you're doing something that looks suspicious like that, they probably will look into it, and if they found enough evidence to rightfully conclude that you're definitely using that vendoring system or methodology, then they're probably going to ban you, because that's why a lot of people got banned in the first 2 waves here. So I assume that's another reason why people are getting banned in this wave. So yeah, refunds and vendors, I think, are the 2 big reasons why people are getting banned here. So some other things I quickly wanted to go over. This is a PvP message. I think this is probably the most recent PvP message we've seen them put in the news, like super long post about it. I've seen a lot of people say like, oh, is this bans for people who are cheating in PvP? It's possible. I mean, if you're like actively modding in PvP, then you pretty much deserve to get banned, right? So let me just say this. I think if you're intentionally breaking the terms of service, like you're modding in PvP, you're intentionally abusing refunds, or you're using vendors, then yes, I think you deserve to be banned, because you were intentionally breaking the TOS. And anybody who does that gains an unfair advantage over other players who are playing the game fairly and normally. And in that situation, I would side with the game in banning you, because you literally agreed to the terms of service, and now you are not honoring your agreement. That's what that means. So with PvP specifically, they have this new draw thing where if the game detects that your opponent or you are using mods in the game in PvP, it'll automatically draw the battle. So it kind of protects the user who's not using mods to not lose instantly, because the person using mods would just kill you right instantly. That's how it works. So you can still use that as a modder to your advantage, because if you're losing, you can just auto-draw the match, and the match is just going to be a draw instead of you losing the match. So in a way, it's still effective to keep the person from losing. So that is, I would classify that as a mod or a hack in a way. So if you're using that in PvP, if you're using the draw quote-unquote hack to get an advantage, then yes, you deserve to be banned. And I don't know if many people got banned for that reason, but I know for sure there are people who use mods that were not banned in this BANWAVE. So it looks to me, based off of what we've seen, the evidence that I've gathered from talking to some people and seeing posts on Twitter, that the more prevalent cases of people being banned are just from vendor usage and abusing refunds. Not even abusing refunds. People who have refunded like once ever are getting banned from this. So they have a no tolerance policy towards that. And just quickly, I want to talk about the I guess, controversial topic that some people are getting banned for not even doing anything wrong, which is possible, right? It's possible they wrongfully banned some people. Personally, I think like 99.9% of people were banned for doing something wrong, like for sure. But, you know, maybe like 0.1% or whatever small percentage of people didn't do anything wrong, but they got banned by accident, or they were just like an innocent bystander and got, I guess, caught in the crossfire, so to speak. So this person, Dr. Mald, I've actually done a video. He's helped me create a video before. He's a cool guy. So I feel really bad that he actually received this message. His account was banned. So he has a very unique, I guess, situation that is unusual because he had a bunch of hardware problems. His phone broke. He had to transfer the account between different phones a bunch of times, but he was also summoning at the same time. So in my opinion, this does sort of look like the pattern that you would expect to see from somebody who was using vendors, and that might have been what triggered this ban message. Because he claims that he did nothing wrong. I completely believe him. So in my opinion, I believe that he did nothing wrong, but he was banned anyway. And the reason for that is because this pattern is very suspicious, in that it looks like he's using a vendor when he probably was not, right? So I think there are some cases of this going on where, you know, unfortunately, you will have people who are getting banned for not actually doing anything wrong or intentionally breaking TOS. So if you're one of these people who got banned for not doing anything wrong, you think, I would definitely send an email to the Bandai support and see if you can get this fixed. Maybe if you have copies of receipts that you used to purchase crystals, send those over as well. I know in the past that's definitely helped out some people, so you guys can let me know down below what you think about the situation. I pretty much laid out everything I wanted to say about this. That's it. It kind of sucks seeing this, but on the other hand, if you're cheating and you know you're cheating and you're intentionally cheating and you're intentionally breaking TOS, then you definitely deserve to be banned. So I'm not going to have any sympathy for those people, but for those people who got banned and legitimately have played the game normally for a long time, like there are people who have played the game since day one and do not think they did anything wrong, and they logged in this morning / yesterday morning, and their account was banned permanently. So that's like very, very heartbreaking for those people. But I guess we'll find out what happens once they email Bandai. It's possible they get their account back, but we'll see. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one.